FCT Minister assures of timely completion of the ongoing dual carriageway project in Kuje. A warm welcome and thank you very much for joining us on the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Miriam Abubakar Kana. President Bola Tinubu honored the 17 officers and men of the Nigerian Army who died in line of duty in Okwama with posthumous national honors. It was at the burial ceremony of the departed personnel at the National Cemetery, Abuja. State House correspondent Musbahud Wahab reports. Yes.
Lieutenant Colonel Abdullahi Ali led 16 officers and men of the Nigerian Army on a peacekeeping mission to save lives from communal crisis, but their entire lives were the ultimate prize. The soldiers, who were described as some of the finest national assets, returned in caskets. With the Commander-in-Chief on ground to pay his last respects, it was a befitting honor, just coming too early.
You are all our heroes. Each man now belongs to the hallowed list of servicemen and women who defended our country and protected their fellow Nigerians, not minding the risk to their own lives.
President Tinubu appreciated the role of the Nigerian military in upholding the unity of the nation, assuring that his government will continue to work to end the cycle of violence and bloodletting in the country, while demanding the cooperation of the elders of the affected communities in identifying the perpetrators. The president says the sacrifice of the lost officers and men will not go in vain. As part of the honors, the 4 officers involved got posthumous national honor of Member of the Order of Niger, while the 13 soldiers got Officers of the Federal Republic medals.
The federal government will provide housing in any part of our country to each of the families of the 4 officers and 13 soldiers that were among them. The federal government has also approved scholarship to all children of the deceased up to university level. Including those who are in the womb. The military we appeal to you to, within the next 90 days, to ensure that all benefits of departed are paid to their families.
As encouraged by the Commander-in-Chief, the military say they will not be deterred by the action of the enemies of the state in safeguarding the nation and its territory.
To these fallen heroes, to honor their memory by redoubling our efforts to create a safer and more prosperous nation for all. Let us build a nation where every citizen can live without fear, where communities can thrive, and where our children can grow up knowing the true meaning of security and stability.
The Nigerian Army, with the assistance of its sister services and other security agencies, is committed to bringing the perpetrators of the Okwama murder to book and recover all service and personal belongings taken from the murdered troops.
The president, the military, and family members paid their last respect to the departed officers and men.
Present! Fire!
In Abuja, Musbah Wahab, NC News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu says his administration is committed to deepening democracy by ensuring adherence to the rule of law, expediting the sustainable provision of good governance, justice and fairness to all Nigerian citizens. When he received a delegation from the United States Congress led by Senator Cory Booker at the State House, President Bola Tinubu said that while democracy must be defended, it must translate into tangibles of quality healthcare, good education, food security, shelter, and overall economic prosperity for the people of Nigeria. He said Nigeria is a necessary partner for the sustenance of democracy in Africa and beyond, noting that as the continent's biggest economy and largest democracy, Nigeria is well positioned to set the best continental example by delivering good governance to its people, emphasizing the need for the United States to evolve more prudent and pragmatic partnership with Africa. The Nigerian leader told the U.S. congressional delegation that the United States should consider upscaling critical development programs to strengthen ties with the continent. Leader of the visiting delegation, Senator Cory Booker, described President Bola Tinubu as a visionary leader who took tough but necessary decisions for the good of Nigerians. The U.S. Senator noted that it's our partners bound by shared values of democracy.
We are a country that understands that we have interwoven destinies, and that's why American businesses invest over $5 billion here. We want that to grow. We already make extraordinary investments in public health here. That partnership is essential because a public health crisis anywhere is a public health crisis everywhere. But in addition to that, we share values and want to strengthen democracy because we know that a strong Nigerian economy, a strong Nigerian democracy is going to influence the whole continent of Africa and the world. So our partnership has to remain committed to those common values and those ideals.
I'm sure he further assured you that he's going to be delivering that message, and he will continue to support Nigeria in the U.S. legislature, as well as also with the Bretton Woods institutions. So we're talking IMF, World Bank, and so forth.
The NNPC Limited wishes to clarify rumors suggesting a price adjustment for petrol, PMS, and automotive gas oil diesel at its retail stations nationwide. A statement by Olufemi Sonoye, Chief Corporate Communications Officer in NNPC Limited, says the company asserts that these reports are false and urges Nigerians to disregard them entirely. NNPC Limited reaffirms its commitment to sustaining the current sufficiency in petroleum product supply across all its retail stations in the country. Moving on, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yesam Wike, has assured of timely completion of the ongoing dual carriageway project in Kuje. The minister gave the assurance during the inspection tour of the project. Aisha Ubali reports.
Impressed by what the minister is doing in Kuje, the youth gave a rousing reception while the minister inspected the project, which was flagged off some months back in Kuje. The Executive Secretary, Federal Capital Development Authority, gave highlight on what he sees as infractions.
We note your concerns, but honestly, this is an input more from the TCM, and they are arranging it, they are relocating it.
The minister was assured by the contractor that they will keep up with the time frame given for the completion of the project. In the meantime, the minister says the administration will involve and engage every relevant agency needed to fast-track completion of the road.
You can see with your eyes that the work is going on very well. And with the quality of work we saw, we're quite satisfied too. The contractors have said that before the end of the year, they would have completed all the earthworks. They constrained the race, and the Executive Secretary of the FCDA has said that they are written to the transmission company and they are preparing to make some adjustment. So we believe in the next time I go back there for inspection, that would have been done.
Aside from the Kuje Road, assurance from the minister that the administration is on its toes to ensure that development reaches every nook and cranny of the territory. In Abuja, Aisha Uba Ali, NTA News.
To strengthen community policing and boost its commitment to enhancing security, a non-governmental organization, Sahara Group, and other partners are keen on renovating stations one city at a time. Asabe Williams reports that recently, Maitama Divisional Headquarters was a beneficiary of such upgrade.
The newly renovated Maitama Police Divisional Headquarters comprises a range of enhancements, structural repairs and aesthetical changes to the building expected to enhance crime detection and prevention, a move the FCT Commissioner of Police, Bennett Igwe, comments.
We make PCRC more proud when the public appreciates. I want to assure you that this coming Easter is Easter-free celebration.
I want to show my sincere appreciation to Sahara Group and other companies that found us worthy from our activities to come and honor us with this new branded police station.
Head of Business Development Sahara Group says the building will help promote sustainable policing in the community and foster economic growth and development, hence the group's motivation to embark on the initiative.
We understand the importance of providing a conducive environment for people to thrive, and in this case, for police officers to have an enabling environment that allows them to carry out their duties effectively.
It helps to improve the lives and the environment of the police, welfare of the police.
The renovated police station will significantly boost the morale of the officers at the Maitama police station and support their endeavors towards promoting peace and security within the Maitama area as well as neighboring communities. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
Security agencies in the Federal Capital Territory say criminal elements with intent to disturb the peace of the territory this Easter and beyond should change their thoughts or be ready to face the repercussions. These warnings are contained in operational orders on security preparations for the festivities. Onotu Yakubu reports.
Show of force by the Joint Task Team to provide watertight security for residents of the nation's capital will be a common sight in the days ahead. Beyond that, covert and overt operations to drive intelligence as well as motorized policing, raid of black spots, stop and search will also not be in short supply. During festivities such as the Easter celebration that is to be observed in a matter of days, places of worship such as this church behind me, recreational facilities and parks and gardens are usually of sentimental interest to operatives and management of security agencies. The reason behind this is not far-fetched. The target is to ensure that patronage of such facilities do not come under any threat from men of the underworld with sinister motives to disrupt plans and activities of law-abiding citizens in the territory. However, beyond all of these operational strategic initiatives, residents' expectations transcend just heightened tempo of presence for the Easter festivities.
Communities should be protected and then everywhere should be secured because criminals nowadays, they roam about to see that they do one or two things to make the Easter. We don't want to make the Easter with criminality.
A lot of things that we don't expect happen in the time like this. And what we need enough security, at least we need a lot of security to help and protect us as a Nigerian citizen.
But the police says nothing is going to be left to chance security-wise in the build-up to the festivities and beyond.
Already our EODs have gone round to sweep all these recreation.
Have already taken to...
Our men are everywhere. We do our routine patrol day and night, and we pin down in relevant black spots, and we're doing what we should do. But for this Easter season, for FCT Command here, we are deploying 5,230 personnel altogether for the Easter operation. And we're not only going to cover the city centers alone. We are moving into every nook and crannies, the suburbs.
The security agencies emphasized that the subsisting ban on certain activities that are inimical to general security will be fully enforced. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
You are watching the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Still to come. Catholic priests renew vows at prison mass to mark Holy Week and Easter. These and more in just a moment.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The latest station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Glad to have you back. The federal government has declared Friday, March 29 and Monday, 1st April as public holidays to mark the 2024 Good Friday and Easter Monday, respectively. The Honorable Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made this declaration on behalf of the federal government, urged Christians and all Nigerians to emulate the sacrifices and love displayed by Jesus Christ in dying for the redemption of man. He further urged Nigerians to show acts of charity and generosity to help alleviate the material conditions of the less privileged amongst them. This, he said, is in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. Hundreds of priests from different archdioceses of the FCT gathered at the Area 3 Cathedral, Abuja, to renew their vows during the Chrism Mass as part of activities for the Holy Week and countdown to Easter. Francisca Bile witnessed the service and now reports.
The Chrism Mass is an annual service in the Roman Catholic where the bishop presides over the service and blesses the holy oils and shares it to all the priests for baptism, for confirmation, and for the healing of the sick throughout the year. It is also a period where the Catholic priests from different archdioceses converge to renew their vows. The Area 3 Catholic Cathedral in Abuja wasn't left out in this significant event as it witnessed influx of worshippers and Catholic priests who collectively renewed their vows.
I am grateful for renewing my vow because it's a sign of my commitment to Christ as a priest.
I felt happy. I felt like the day I was ordained a priest. The day I was ordained a priest, I was so fulfilled. So that joy has come back to my mind again.
It's a wonderful day. It's just like we are beginning afresh, we are beginning anew. The anointing is being renewed and we feel refreshed.
Archbishop of Abuja, Ignatius K. Gama, during his sermon said, the annual Chrism Mass is aimed at refilling Christian worshippers and priests so they do not run dry.
If Jesus was tempted to turn stone into bread, to fall down and worship the devil and many other things, it means that the priest, being a human being taken from among men, is also likely to be tempted by material things. And that is why the priest must renew his life every day with prayer, then celebration of the Holy Mass.
The service also featured rendition of hymns which prepares Catholic worshippers to consecration and the Holy Communion. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
Let's join the foreign desk for the Globe this week. Thank you, Mariam, and welcome to the Globe, a foreign news segment that offers a unique perspective to happenings around the world. I am Serafina Okon. Umekwe. Let's begin with political stories from the Senegal. Opposition candidate Bassirou Diomaye won more than 54% of votes in Senegal's presidential elections, the Dakar Appeal Court has said. The court said on Wednesday that the provisional results were based on vote tallies from 100% of polling stations. The results are expected to be confirmed by the Constitutional Council in the coming days. Faye's victory came just 10 days after he was freed from prison. The 44-year-old says he wants to break away from current political system and is set to become the youngest president in Senegal's history. And on a sad note, bodies of 2 people have been recovered from a red pickup truck which was underwater where the Baltimore bridge collapsed. 8 construction workers were on the bridge when a ship struck it, plaguing them into waters. 2 of the workers were rescued on the day, but the search continues for the other 4, all presumed dead. Salvage crews are working to address hazardous materials and accident investigators are on the scene. 4 of the 6 victims of the bridge collapse have been named so far. And on Wednesday, Maryland police identified some of the victims and are presumed to come from Mexico. And moving to Israel-Gaza war, after months of warnings, a recent UN-backed report offered hard statistical evidence that the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza is turning into a man-made famine. It has increased the pressure of Israel to fulfill its legal responsibility to protect Palestinian civilians and to allow adequate supplies of humanitarian aid to reach the people who need it. The UN's most senior human rights official says that Israel bore significant blame and that there is a plausible cause that Israel was using starvation as a weapon of war in Gaza. And that's the much we can bring on the globe. The news continues shortly. I am Serafina Okon Omekwe. Talking sports now, towards building academic excellence, inculcate spirit of sportsmanship and team sports amongst children, Pacesetters Academy Wuye Abuja has held its 2024 Inter-House Sports. Serafina Okonomikwe reports that chairman of the occasion, Barrister Kenneth Imaswagun, said the activities gave the students opportunity to discover themselves.
The 2024 Inter-House Sports is the first social event since the advent of COVID-19 pandemic. The Inter-House Sports activities began with a symbolic lighting of the torch and handed over to the sports minister of the school. Activities that made the day were march past from quick to slow march successions of to 50, 100 and 200 meter race, sack and egg race by the nursery, lower and upper primary schools.
This is my first Inter-House Sports in this school and I'm so loving it. I feel very happy. I'm very happy that they created Inter-House Sports. I've been waiting since for Inter-House Sports and I've been always disturbing my grandma.
High point of the event was the parents, teachers and principals race. As parents say, they came to cheer their children to victory and also make the day further memorable.
It has been a great event. I can see that the children are enjoying themselves.
My son came first in egg race, and as a mother, I've not run in a long time, I've not exercised in a long time. It's so much fun.
Pushing them forward. They are indeed pacesetters. I had an experience here because it brought about togetherness with teachers, togetherness with the children. In fact, I had kids that performed in this and they did exceptionally well.
Chairman of the school, Kenneth Imaswagun, charged the children to begin building Nigeria from their little corners, especially in sports, character science, and from the home.
The Nigeria of 50 years from today is being determined by today.
Well, sports is very important for mental health development because it helps children alertness. It helps them to also
discover themselves.
Participants were drawn from across the 3 branches of the school. Medals and trophies reigned as rewards for hard work to outstanding participants. Green House, also known as Abuja House, came fourth. Yellow House took third place. Blue House, second position, while Red House, also known as Imasragbon House, took first position with 6 gold, 5 medals, 4 bronze, clinching a total of 17 awards. Serafina Okon Omekwe, NT News.
Let's join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
The Super Eagles contingent to the international friendly matches against Ghana and Mali in the Moroccan city of Marrakesh have departed the Red City, with most of the players flying back to their bases in Europe. Officials, including interim head coach Finidi George and all the technical and administrative staff, arrived Nigeria from Casablanca on Wednesday night. Talking basketball, Cote d'Ivoire has been confirmed as host of the African Women's Basketball Championship AfroBasket, scheduled to take place in July 2025 in Abidjan. This was announced during FIFA Africa's first Central Board meeting for the 2023 to 2027 cycle held in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Holders Nigeria, runners-up Senegal as well as Mali, and then host Rwanda backed automatic tickets to the next edition of the biannual Continental Championship after successfully reaching the semi-finals of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2023 held in Kigali in July. Meanwhile, the Tigers are expected to open their Paris 2024 Olympic game against Australia on the 29th of July 2024. They will take on host France on the 1st of August before later taking on Canada on the 4th of August. According to FIBA fixtures released on the women basketball event, all games will take place at Lille Perry-Morey Stadium. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thanks for watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Do join us at 7 p.m. for more news. Good afternoon.